Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by the REC Toycast. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me, as always,
Eric Icarus.
Eric.
What's up?
We had some good news this week.
We
man.
did.
We had some really good news this week.
Yeah.
Honestly, something that I thought could get done down the line, but not this quick.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, man. I thought it'd be next year we'd be getting this news.
Something.
Yeah.
And for those that are wondering, keeping you on the edge of your seat
And
for
if you
30
didn't read the
seconds.
title.
Spider-Man some more. Okay. Disney and Sony have agreed to a new kind of short-term deal for Tom Holland and John Watts Spider-Man in the MCU, which listening to the show and yourself if you're a fan of the MCU is nothing but good news.
Right.
It's interesting and it's exciting, and I can't believe it came out this quick because literally we're probably 8 weeks away from the announcement of the breakup.
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised they must have just been sitting back looking at the
Sony
numbers.
playing hardball.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to play a little hardball with them, and then they caved.
Which, honestly, I talked to a lot of people who are, mad at Disney.
Right.
Like, it's Disney trying to be greedy. It's Disney trying to do this.
It was
trying to
the
do that.
other way around.
They're both evil corporations, guys. Let's
Let's not mince here. Yeah, they're both evil.
Let's not side with one evil corporation over another.
Right.
But, I guess... to be completely hypocritical, I side with Disney because they have all the stuff I want. they have the puzzle, and all they're missing is that centerpiece, and it's Spider-Man.
Right.
Okay, somebody took Spider-Man and they left.
Exactly.
All right, but I get Sony's side of it also.
Sure.
We're getting the good deal out of this. We're the only ones who can even kind of say no to Disney and not be bought out and all of that stuff. So I agree with both of them. And initially, just loosely on the details from the offer that Disney made for them just shortly after the summer was they wanted to do a 50-50 split basically across the board.
Right. They would pay for half the movie.
We'll pay for half. We get half the profits. You get half the profits.
And
everybody's
like,
happy.
Nah, brah.
And Sony was like, nope, and they didn't even counter. And that was my issue. That was my issue. It wasn't even like any... Because that, to me, as somebody who... I play fantasy football.
Right.
You never take the first offer.
No.
Somebody's trying to get one of your players. You always reject it or you counter.
Right. So there was no paper sliding.
There was no paper sliding. It just sounded like the Sony execs were like, no, we're good. Into the Spider-Verse is amazing. We'll just do more animated stuff and make a ton of money.
Right.
That's what it felt like. But, as that thread starts to get pulled... they're not going to be, half the people were watching this movie because, Iron Man's in it, or Hogan's in it, or, I think we can get a Falcon, cameo or something like that.
Right.
So there's way more, it behooves everybody to just play ball.
Yeah.
So loosely the details on the new deal is that as opposed to doing 50-50, Disney will finance 25% of the film.
Right.
And then they will get they'll get a 25% cut as opposed to like the 6 to 8%. I'd seen different figures about it. So
it's hugely better for Disney in this point.
It is.
Yeah. They were that's why I was sort of siding with Disney, was because honestly, Sony just had to kick back and make money.
Yeah.
They really had no what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out here. Yeah, no reason not to do this.
Yeah.
And then I don't get it. It's like, let them finish their trilogy.
At the very least. There was no reason. It's just poor. It's poor for a company that's really looking into the future and trying to plan stuff out. It's poor planning. Disney really thought like, hey, they're going to be so happy. They're going to beg us to this and that, They're the abusive boyfriend, like, you need me. And Sony's like, well, we don't need you. We need you to make $1 billion, but we're fine making $800 million.
Right.
The bargaining chip wasn't as big as Disney thought.
For sure.
And I'm happy to see Sony play the smart game, the long game, get their money too. Like, it's fine as long as we as viewers get what we want.
Yeah, as long as the quality's still there, whatever. Let the two companies fight it out.
Yes.
I don't care. As long as we get our... John Watts trilogy.
Yes, which I really want. I want it in the MCU because honestly, Disney did do a very, very smart job and of really weaving in their people.
Oh, big time.
Because I want to see Spider-Man John Watts movie just as much as I want to see Happy in a John Watts movie.
Sure.
I'm very excited about that character development. Happy, if you listen to our Unsung Heroes of the MCU about Second Bananas, our previous episodes, Eric and I think that Happy is one of the better characters that's not a superhero in there, and just kind of him taking on that role that Tony would.
The mentor, the father figure.
I need to get there. I need to do it, and I'm gonna do your aunt too, because like that's what Tony would want.
You gotta keep it in the family, baby.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's it's good in a way, but I feel like Sony is going to kind of strong arm in their Venom, or maybe some of their more other properties I think they have in the future, spider properties. I can see them being like, oh, hey, okay, you do this with Marvel, but you're going to have to put a Tom Hardy cameo in there.
Well, that's the asterisk and the kind of caveat to this deal. It's only for one more Spider-Man movie and supposedly one more outside of Spider-Man appearance. So this isn't like a done deal forever.
Okay.
And I think we'll get something like that down the road.
It's just sort of like renewing the lease on an apartment, basically.
Yes. Like hey, that's okay. Hey, we wanted to be out in a year, but we need 2 years.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, so it feels like that.
Okay.
And I think that in that time, maybe cooler heads will prevail, and they can see, guys, we just need to be symbiotic, or Disney just needs to be like, hey,
I like that.
I know, I didn't even mean to do it. And then Disney just needs to, or Disney needs to cough up the money to give him, to buy him out.
Me and you talked about this off camera when the deal was broken or whatever. That you thought that Marvel, even if they coughed up $1 billion, Sony would be like, nah, we're good.
Yeah, they don't need it.
Yeah,
they don't need it. You know, they, and I mean, at some point, you know, Sony's not going to sell itself to Disney, and at that point, that's just got to be too much. Like you can't have, like Disney can't have everything on the planet, but they should be able to have everything Marvel.
I agree.
So maybe there's and they just bought Fox, so it's not like they can be like, hey, here's $4 billion for Spider-Man back. Like they just spent like $76 billion for Fox.
Yeah.
So this is just an inopportune time, which makes me think that's why, excuse me, that's why Sony was playing hardball. They're like, hey, you guys don't have the money to give us what we want. So
yeah. I mean, do you think this could turn into like one of those Universal situations with the Hulk, where they're like, well, you can use him, but you can't put him in his own movie, like down the road, maybe.
I mean, it doesn't. I wouldn't rule anything out.
Because Disney officially doesn't own Hulk, right?
They don't own the Hulk film rights.
Okay.
To solo films.
Okay.
So when you have the Hulk, you have to have like 2 other Avengers or something like that. There's like there's weird language.
Clause.
Yeah, there's weird language in the art in the contract.
Yeah.
That prohibits them from using him in a solo movie, which is why they're doing cool Hulk stuff in other people's films.
That's a good point.
I think that we will see, and we should see, a Hulk Wolverine type thing for the relaunch of Wolverine.
Oh, that's great. And also, Ruffalo is young enough to weather this next phase of Marvel with X-Men. I don't see him getting too old to do this, and where he's looking his age, But, it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I mean, I think we're in a good spot as fans.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be getting what we want.
Yes.
And again, as long as the quality's there, it's just 2 giants fighting.
Yeah, and
over a toy.
And maybe we're not going to get exactly what we want, but we're going to get a better goodbye, because
the
Far From Home was so good.
It was!
And they left us on such a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And then like 3 weeks later, they were like, hey, we're done.
Yeah.
So at the very least, this gives us time to cope. Like as fans, we really need to pay attention and think about, not everything's roses. We need to vote with our dollars. We need to not go see Venom 2, and we need to really put money into the MCU to make sure that we can keep Spider-Man and then get the Venom that we deserve.
Yes.
Everybody who likes this Venom movie.
Yeah.
Look, guys.
I haven't met one person that liked it.
Oh, I see it online, and it's, guys, the movie's garbage. As a film, and we all enjoy garbage. I love crappy movies.
Yeah, me too.
We all have a crappy movie
we all
that
have
we
our
love.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything about the people who like it in terms of you like what you like, and that's cool. But don't ever look me in my eyes and tell me that this Venom movie, I don't like this Venom movie better than any Spider-Man. Give me Tobey Maguire Venom. That's right, I said it.
Topher Grace Venom.
Batcave Comics, my boy online. Give me Topher Grace Venom over this crap Venom movie.
Okay, fair enough, man.
The thing that Topher Grace has going for him in that Spider-Man 3 is that he died. That's way better than what happened in this Venom movie.
Okay. I like that.
I didn't like it. It doesn't do the character service. It doesn't do the source material service.
No.
It's one thing to take the source material, give us pieces, and then we're gonna do our own thing as MCU has done.
Oh yeah.
But this Venom origin was garbage.
It made really no sense.
It makes no sense. It's complete garbage. So give us the Venom that we deserve.
Yes.
Give us a symbiote. I want Peter in the suit for an entire movie.
Oh.
For an entire movie.
Man.
And then really the fight is with, let's say it's with Shocker, because then you could do that very animated series thing where you can have War Machine come in.
Yep.
You can do that stuff, help them. Like Tony would know how to fix this.
Right.
And Tony's not there. So Rhodey and Happy are trying to help Peter get this off.
And it's a cool way to keep
God,
Don Cheadle, relevant in the MCU.
Yes.
Again, harkening back to our second Bananas End.
Yeah.
Love Rhodey.
Yeah.
And I got to get some Rhodey love out there, man. I want him in.
man.
I think you pretty much said what I want.
Well, if you were in Whitesnake, you got tons of Rhodey love. I mean, I guess that's groupie. I tried to make it work. I agree. And we need, that would be a really cool story. Well, that's your movie right there.
That's your in.
You get the symbiote on Peter, and then you have let's see, who could they bring in science-wise? Maybe that's how you bring in Mr. Fantastic a little bit.
Yeah.
Where they have to figure out how to get Peter separated from the symbiote.
Right.
So that in his own movie, Peter kind of becomes the bad guy.
Sure.
And it's because of the symbiote.
Right.
Like, that could be interesting. There's something there, and I think I need to elevate myself and work out this idea.
I'm with you, because the Peter we've gotten is... We have not seen him really deal with all these issues.
Yeah.
And I think in him getting this symbiote will make him darker, because, we haven't really seen him deal with Uncle Ben's death.
Mm-hmm,
Barely brings it up. He kind of dealt with Tony's death a little, but he still has all these inner demons.
Yeah.
And this suit will bring it out of him, make it a little more violent.
Yes.
And
that's that's genius right there. That's the perfect way. It's bringing those things to the surface, which is making him more aggressive.
And making him deal with it.
Yes.
Oh,
I love that. That's a cool idea.
Yeah. So if you're listening, take your premise and my thing, and then just slam it together.
Yeah, it would be a cool way, and it would be a smart way for Disney to really kind of pull those levers, behind the curtain again, and be like, okay, we're gonna try to do Venom our way.
Yeah.
In one movie, and we're gonna leave it on a cliffhanger to where we don't get Venom yet. We just get the symbiote Spider-Man, so that people will want to see our version of the black suit.
And that is dirty pool, but I love it. I hope they do it.
Yeah, competition. Breeds this kind of things for the people who want something.
Yeah.
In sports, the good teams versus the good teams. That's what we want to see. We want to see this type. We want to see make Sony do a better Venom movie.
Yes.
And yes, guys, it made almost $900 million. I get that.
Right.
But
it was probably because everyone was hungry for a Venom movie.
Yeah.
Like, they wanted to see Venom. They didn't care who it was. Yeah. They ran out and watched it.
I just did not. I
mean, the effects were okay.
No, I disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to give it something, and I
didn't even like Tom Hardy in it.
I didn't even like. And I love Tom Hardy, and he was not good in that.
Yeah,
he was barely a character. I didn't get his Eddie. I'm like, that's not Eddie Brock.
Yeah, that wasn't any Eddie Brock that I knew of, and I'm fine with them trying to make Eddie the kind of like shock journalist that does good.
See, that is a good angle.
I'm cool with that.
Definitely.
Because I don't need to, because we pretty much like Eddie for the most part in comics.
Yeah.
He's really only crazy because the symbiote is crazy and hates Peter.
Exactly.
So
he doesn't really hate Peter, he's just jealous.
Yeah.
And it goes to show that jealousy, that symbiote turns jealousy into full-on hate.
Yeah.
It amplifies these little emotions humans have and just amps it.
Very much so, and it's a really interesting way to kind of push that character, because at the end of the Venom movie, Eddie and the symbiote are kind of good.
Yeah.
Whereas
cool.
I kind of like the fact that they're a little at odds.
Yeah.
In the comics, when they did the Agent Venom storyline, and spoiler for the comic books, the U.S. government has a piece of the Venom symbiote. They end up kind of cleansing it so that it's kind of a blank slate.
Okay.
And they give it to Flash Thompson, who was lost his legs in Afghanistan.
Oh, wow.
He's the gym teacher at Midtown High, and Peter's the science teacher and everything.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he had lost his legs in Afghanistan. So hey, we think that we have something for you. They put it on him. Obviously, the symbiote creates new legs for him. Symbiote legs, and he's doing black ops stuff for the government.
Oh.
But it's funny, even though it's and when they purged it, it's not supposed to have any recollection of what it had been.
Right.
But when Agent Venom's around Peter, it's the suit's almost like wiggly.
Right.
Like
it's almost muscle memory.
Yes.
Like, I hate this guy so much.
It's so mad. And there's a really excellent issue of Amazing Spider-Man. I believe it was Amazing Spider-Man. It might have been Venom, but where Flash is, if I'm remembering correctly, he's injured or hurt, and the suit, Peter's like shows up to like help him, and the suit jumps onto Peter. And like you just see it like consuming him, and like Peter's like trying to fight it off, and then it's like kind of like an inner look, and you see Peter like as himself inside the symbiote, and you see like the Agent Venom symbiote, and it's like, I'm sorry, like this shouldn't have happened. We're gonna let you go. And then it like lets Peter go and goes back to Flash. But it's just like, yeah, like you said, muscle memory. It's just twitchy around Peter. It's very interesting. Now I don't want that's my one thing that I dislike about the Watts universe is I don't like his version of Flash. His version of Flash is kind of garbo.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that actor playing the character he's doing. Like, I don't mind the character,
right?
But it's not the Flash Thompson that I want,
right? It goes back to like trying to do something different but comparable, and this wasn't comparable.
No,
definitely different.
Yeah,
it didn't have the same spirit as the Flash Thompson we knew. But again, nowadays kids are more. They're not afraid of the physical bully.
No.
They're more like that. He's more of a verbal.
Yeah, that's true.
Cyberbully almost.
That's true.
Yeah,
no, that's
so that's what kids are terrified of.
And I get it. And like I said, he's not bad at it. I don't mind. I don't mind if his name was Dave. I think Dave is a cool character in there. But I just don't like him as the Flash. Just like a lot of people don't like Zendaya as Mary Jane because they've really changed who that character is. But I dig that. It works for me.
See, I don't care for it.
Okay, fair enough.
I think we talked about that at one point. Yeah, I didn't care for her character.
Yeah.
And it's because she has that hipster stank, millennial stank all over her as her real person, as the person she is.
Yeah.
So it bleeds into her Mary Jane. I can't stand it.
I just never bought, even as a kid, I never bought the nerd in high school marries the supermodel. I just never bought it. Like, I have no problem with this version of Mary Jane being the girl that, once I put on makeup, once I do my hair, I'm the cute girl. I was the cute girl all along.
Yeah.
But I'm fine with them finding that out together.
Sure.
And even Tom Holland, while I guess he's handsome.
Sure.
Like, I don't think he's an attractive man.
No, he's
not
handsome.
He's
geeky handsome.
Yeah, I wouldn't kick him out of bed. But he's not like, he's not, I don't know. Andrew Garfield was a good-looking guy.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
No.
As Peter.
Although, man, credit where credit's due when
he's Spider-Man,
he's perfect.
He's perfect.
And when he was talking to Uncle Ben, when Uncle Ben's like, your father this and your father that, and he's like, well, then where is he?
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was such a great, illusion. I would have liked to have seen their version of where the Parkers went.
Well, I think they have a deleted scene in the second one.
Do they?
Where he's in the cemetery. And, he's standing over
Gwen's
grave, and his dad comes up behind him.
What?
And they his dad's like, Peter? And he turns around, and he's like, and then I think they have that, like, look, and he's like, oh, you're my dad, aren't you? Like, and they cut it for obvious good reason, because it's stupid.
Yeah, because, man, even in the comics, they've never really fleshed out the Parkers.
They haven't.
No, like, they were most likely involved in some S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff.
Okay.
They may have died on a mission. They may have been set up for assassination, and they leave Peter with Ben so that they can try to lure the killers away. There's a lot of, like, misdirection and mystery about what happened to the Parkers.
And they haven't fleshed it out.
They haven't really, again, I haven't read every Spider-Man comic.
Sure.
But I don't know that there's, like, a real conclusion to the Parkers.
There's just like little pieces.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just like allusions to them getting in some bad stuff. And even like
Nick Fury probably knows.
Nick Fury knows. And they were trying to kind of do that in Ultimate Spider-Man, like flesh that out more. And it was like, because Nick takes a very personal touch with Peter.
Okay.
Like he's, very much how we saw him in Far From Home.
Yeah.
Like he starts like, one day you're going to be like leader of the Avengers or leader of the Ultimates in the Ultimate Universe.
Ultimates, yeah.
Like that's Fury's plan for Peter down the road.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so I'm down to get some more, and I really appreciate John Watts and his writers. And I'm sorry, guys, I don't know the writers. The only reason we know John Watts, we say John Watts so much because he went to our high school, and we think that's super cool.
It is awesome. It is awesome.
But I did like, I would like to see that fleshed out more. But I'm glad that they're like, hey, you guys have seen Uncle Ben die almost as much as you've seen the Waynes die.
Very true.
It's blunt. It's dull. We don't care.
Yeah, and it's superfluous, and they know it.
Yeah.
Because they've seen DC do the Wayne's death how many times? Like, okay, we don't need to do that with Uncle Ben.
And unfortunately for DC, the best version is in Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Shout out to Zack Snyder's. Retelling of that. That's the best one.
Beautiful.
It's so flippin' good. So,
it's it's funny because we go back to the Uncle Ben thing. I love the Uncle Ben death in the Maguire one. I always forget that actor's name. He's so brilliant in that scene, but it's really sad.
Yeah.
Then we get Martin Sheen doing it, and it's like he almost kills himself.
Yeah.
Like he sees the guy with the gun, and the guy drops the gun, and then Uncle Ben runs over there.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you just walk away?
Hang back, dude. Hang back.
Hang back.
You're gonna be fine.
That guy wasn't even trying to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
He just dropped his gun.
Yeah. It's like, oh, hey man, let me help you with your gun.
Yeah. And like I always thought like the sketch looked like Chad Kroeger from Nickelback in the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, he did. Oh my God, he did. Chad Kroeger, Jesus Christ.
Maybe it was him.
Yeah.
I'm blaming him anyway.
Yeah, he killed Martin Sheen. So it's good news for now.
Yeah.
I hope that they extend, or at least Disney. Maybe this is Disney's way of like, we need to buy some time because we need to get some liquid money back into this. Because I don't know how much you pay attention to it, but viewership is down at the parks. They.
Oh, you mean at Disney?
Disney, yeah. It may not make sense. I can see a future in which our children don't have the choice of Disneyland or Disney World.
It's either
it's just one of them.
Probably gonna just be land, to be honest with you.
Which is funny because
World is just crazy expensive to run.
It's crazy expensive to run, but they have all that land. But you sell all that land, but you're not going to buy more land.
You know what they could do with that land is just turn it into studios for movies.
But they have that. They have tons of it.
It's true.
I bet you it's cheaper to keep building out Florida than it is to build out California.
You're absolutely
California's
absolutely
and
right.
they already have a bunch of land in both places, but they definitely you run out of land quicker in LA.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it would be interesting, and the thing is that they haven't even really done Marvel parks yet,
right?
For Disney, so they're still they did, but then they just opened up that Star Wars experience in LA.
True. Yep.
So I don't know, maybe I don't know what their financials are like, nor would I understand it. But I do know that attendance is down.
Yeah.
And ticket prices are up.
Damn.
And that's rough.
Yep.
Dude, it's expensive.
Yep.
You'll spend $1,000 on a family of 4 for just a couple days.
That's insanity.
Like a ticket's over like $160 for the
Dude,
day.
when I used to go, it was $50.
Yeah, and I don't even know if they do the good deal for like residents anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's intense, dude.
But there's still a golden goose there. But I know that there's some stipulation, like east or west of the Mississippi, like for real.
Yeah.
They can't have a Marvel park
because Universal
has it, so it must be east of the Mississippi. They can't. So maybe west, maybe in LA, they can
actually do a Marvel park.
But, there is some untapped stuff there.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
But I hope it bleeds over into the film division. They're doing well.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, Disney's probably gonna have 8 of the top 10 highest grossing movies of this year.
Oh, easily. So, as soon as Frozen 2 hits.
Yeah, Frozen 2 and then Star Wars.
Oh God.
There's a real chance that they have. I think they're gonna have 8 of the 10, which is insane.
I'm with you on that, dude. That's insanity. Oh, Disney.
Disney.
It's so evil.
Yeah, God.
Deliciously evil.
But see, that's the worst kind of evil because they're giving us what we want.
Oh yeah.
Like that's it. They're not even like I'm like, take more of my money, please.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Oh yeah.
As long as you guys keep making good content, and I mean we're not even talking about Disney Plus either. Disney Plus here in a few months.
Oof.
So
oh yeah,
we're all going to be good. And then they did say, and I don't know if we brought this up on a previous show, they're going to have X-Men the animated series, Gargoyles, Spider-Man the animated series. Like there's going to be some good stuff to watch, and I, for one, cannot wait.
I think Netflix is on the way out.
We'll see what happens. Somebody will get him.
Oh, yeah.
But that's more for
Bill
another
Clinton
show.
Will get him.
Yeah, Bill Clinton will get you. All right, guys. That's our show for today. Thanks for listening along. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment. Give us a like. Tell your friends. Mm-hmm. We want this thing to blow up. And this is just a good show. You're washing dishes. You're cleaning the house. Yeah. You want to hear some people talk about some comics and movies and stuff?
Yeah, you want my mans to drop some knowledge on you?
Some knowledge, man. We got some ideas for you. So please If you like what we're doing, tell your friends. Leave us a comment. What did you learn today, my friend?
I think we need to investigate Disney's books a little, man.
Yeah. I think we can get to the bottom of this.
And I want to know what happened to the Parkers. I think we need to do a series, Marvel Cold Cases.
Oh, Marvel Cold Cases. I
you
love
like
that.
You like that?
I love that a lot. My spider sense is tingling, all right? I just learned I want to do Marvel Cold Cases. Thank you guys so much for listening. I have been your host, Roman Chavez.
Still Eric Icarus.
Check us out on Instagram at REC Podcast. Slide into our DMs, and we can't wait to hear from you.
Please.
We'll catch you next time. Thank you.